What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Chaz in Motion. This is episode 3. We're going strong now. We're going strong. Today, I've got a hot topic that's making waves in the workplace, and that is the end of remote work. Yep, you heard that right. Amazon has officially announced their move to bring employees back to the office, and it's got people talking. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. You have to imagine a world where you have to go back into the office for those of you who work remote. Currently, my fiance works from home, so I'm pretty sure if her company initializes this, this will affect her greatly because not only do we use the same car to go from work and back home, but she's already gotten accustomed to working from home for so long. Now, during 2020, 2021, and most of 2022, a lot of people were nurtured into working at home, and rightfully so because we're in the middle of a pandemic, no one can go out, and so we had to learn to adapt and work from home. And it was a pleasure. It's a pleasure to actually work in your comfort zone. And a lot of people saw this opportunity as well. Why go back to the office? We practically don't need it anymore, right? But you have to understand, what does this mean for the job market now? Is the return to office here to stay? Or is there still hope for remote work fans? All right, now let's dive deep into this detail and break it all down. Here's what Jesse's memo said. It's all about strengthening Amazon's culture and improving collaboration. He highlights how being customer focused is their core value, but also emphasizes how they need teams physically present to invent, collaborate, and connect better. Connect better. I just feel like we've already been connecting pretty good, pretty decent. So for us to be having to go back into the office for connecting or collaborating, inventing, we can all do that within the comfort of our own homes and still manage to get work done. Now, one might argue that it could lead to laziness. Working from home, you can become a bit more, you know, dysfunctional when it comes to the attributes of going to work and physically being there presently. But is it really truly something that's harsh? It's not like you can't invent, collaborate, or connect better with people. We are living in a social media presence world, and unfortunately, the way of communicating outside of the norms is there's a lot of people that are more introvert now than there were back then. All right, there's so much anxiety when it comes to being outside in the real world, physical media world, and then there's that emphasis of people being stuck in that bubble and going back to work into that environment might not be good for others that are very self introverted and don't like to see they don't like the increasing value of having to talk to other people. It's just something with the anxiety, and it's understandable because since the pandemic, a lot of people have been suffering with a lot more PTSD, a lot more sicknesses out there now that people are just like sick to the head, so to speak. Now I don't know about you, but this sounds like a bit of corporate speak, in my opinion, because we've all proven that remote work can work. Productivity didn't drop for most people. So why the sudden push to bring everyone back? Think about that. Why the sudden move to push people back into the offices when productivity hadn't gone down? Work was still getting done. Society was still moving forward as we speak. But that's because Amazon's not alone on this. Many companies are pushing this narrative that in person collaboration drives innovation. But the truth is, a lot of workers have built their lives around remote work, moving away from cities, setting up home offices, balancing freaking family life. And now they're being forced into tough decisions of moving back and forth, and back into their original spots. So if your company is based in Kentucky, well, guess what? You're going to have to move to Kentucky now. Sorry. It's just a hard thing to have someone work remotely from anywhere around the world and still get the work done. But they're forcing your hand into making you go into the office to do that very same work that you've always been doing for the past couple of years. Think about it. Employees who moved away during the pandemic are now being told to uproot and come right back, and often with little notice at that. This isn't just about office space, it's about huge lifestyle changes. And let's not forget the most important part, the cost of moving back into the big cities that most of these corporate buildings are in, where rent is through the freaking roof. And then it'll make it 20 times harder to sustain that value you've had going. Rents have skyrocketed, and not everyone can afford to make such a drastic freaking shift. So, what's the real deal here? Is this return to office about collaboration, or is it about control? It's forcing you to do something out of the norm once back again, when we've already attribute that everything that we've had been doing for the past couple 3 4 years have been working. So why the sudden change all of a sudden? Of course, like, you're gonna have some people that are okay with going back to work, back into the office, especially if they're early in their careers and they want to network and learn the ropes. But for many seasoned professionals who've adjusted to remote work, this feels like a step backwards. You've already sustained, you've already, say you've interned for this position for a whole year. You finally got your break. You're gonna work remote. You've been working remote for the past 2 or 3 months already. So comfortable, had to change your lifestyle, had to go ahead and move to a different state because, stuff happens. And then your boss tells you, hey, listen, I need you to move back to our state of business and technically shift everything back to where you once were. That would lose a lot of credibility for a lot of jobs, a lot of companies, and a lot of people would say to themselves, I don't think I want to do this anymore. You can make 6 figures, even if you're doing below the 6 figure mark. If you're doing work, if you're a seasoned worker making at least 100,000, $70,000 a year, 70,000, okay, a year. How would that fare well when it comes to working from home and coming back and forth if you are going to have to use half of that money to just move right back? And let's not forget, even in offices, much of the collaboration still happens through virtual meetings and calls. So, is the physical space really that necessary? Or are companies just trying to fill up those shiny, expensive looking little offices that they got downtown? And, it's understandable, but I feel like a lot of companies don't end up losing money if you have to pay for office space. Think about it. You can work from the comfort of your own home and save money. As a company, I would love to do that. I would love to have all my workers work from home and I'll not have to worry about paying monthly for a space that's not going to be utilized. That can be used still, they can still do their work from home. It's not like it's a crazy thing to do. It's computer work, it's not labor work. Computer meet labor. They have to go to work. It is clear that this is a complicated situation. Middle managers are being cut. Individuals, contributors might find themselves stuck without growth opportunities. And the return to office movement is causing some serious tensions. But the real question is, what does this mean for you? For you, the one working on that desk, the same person that's just doing the same work you've been doing for the past couple of years on your very same desk at home comfortably and have to go back out there, suffer through traffic, more congestion. It's just gonna. There's so much that can be brought up when it comes to this kind of conversation. It's getting me tight. If you're a job seeker for a remote position, the options are getting slimmer. Slimmer by the damn month. But don't give up yet. There are still companies out there embracing remote work. So do your research, stay flexible, and find the role that fits your lifestyle. Because at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're comfortable working where you want to work. I work for Amazon. A lot of people do not know this, but yes, been at Amazon for 8 years and transferred from New York to Texas, and it's been a crazy road. But I've come to the conclusion that working remotely would be the best solution for the type of work that I wanted. And but even to this day, I still travel back and forth to work because I am not a salary worker yet. Um, Back then, I didn't really take Amazon as serious as I do now, and now they are working in the process of giving me, or not say giving me, but getting a better salary position that I feel like I deserve. Right now, at this point in time of my life, I've grown, I've matured, I understand what I want in life. So it for me, the main focus was to build my own company and still working a 9 to 5 job, and that's what I've been doing, taking my life more serious than what I was 10 years ago. What is your take on this? Do you feel that that you're ready to go back to the office, or are you team remote all the way? For those of you who do work remote, this mainly pans out for people that do work remotely. What do you feel this entails for you? Would you be justified in working back at the office, or would you still love the comfort of your own home? Drop it down a comment down below and let's talk about it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more beautiful podcasts. I honestly love doing this podcast. I really do. It just talks about stuff that I go through in a normal day and things that I think about in a normal day. But yes, I would love to hear from you guys. Much love. Stay blessed. Be humble. Catch you guys in the next one.